Don't you be afraid.
Hey guys, welcome to the ANX Weekly Update, where we bring you the latest video game, anime, and movie news. I'm Unbiased Ann, I'm here with Genesis and Terrence. What's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on?
What up? What's happening?
A lot.
What?
Feels like there's a lot going on.
All kind of video game news?
I don't know,
No?
kind of.
No? Something else happening? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just quick. I'll save that for the next round. Let's go ahead and do the social media stuff real quick. How about that?
Yeah.
Knock that out the way. Follow us at ANX Gamecast on all social media outlets and wherever you get your favorite podcast. Speaking of your favorite podcast, ANX Gamecast is also available on AVersion TV on YouTube. So if you've seen this video or want to check out the other ANX videos, make sure to subscribe to our page, like some of the videos, and hit the notification bell so you'll be first to know when we release new videos. Let's jump into round one. We got some updates. So, but what I wanted to say is, I think there was a movement on Tuesday, Blackout Tuesday. So I just happened to be late posting our videos.
Okay.
I got off work early on Tuesday, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna post these videos and I'm gonna upload the podcast today.
Nope.
Because I got off early. Nope. I wasn't able to do it. So it's we're gonna be coming with a lot of podcasts this next week because we did record. They just haven't been released yet. So there'll be plenty of new videos out there. I'm not complaining. I don't mind. Blackout Tuesday.
Right.
We can black out Wednesday and Thursday too. Don't matter to me. As long as we keep the message going and stop getting distracted by all this other nonsense. There's a specific topic at hand, and until it's changed, we need to keep it going because a lot of times these movements fizzle out and nothing comes of it, so we just need to make sure we keep it moving. But other ANX news, speaking of one of those podcasts that I need to release, we reviewed NBA 2K20. Me and the homie, Matt, shout out.
Shout out.
He finally came on the show. It's only been about 3 years we've been doing this. We've been out for about 2.5 years. We've been recording for about 3 years. He finally came over and did a podcast, NBA 2K20. So we specifically talked about the My Team mode and the My Career mode. Got some pointers and tips if you want to pick it up because it's out for free on certain platforms and it's pretty cheap now.
Have you played it, Terrence?
Nope, not in a while.
Oh, okay.
It's been some years.
Yeah, it was the same with me. Probably like 15 years.
It's been some years.
Yeah. So anyway, you want to know how we feel about it? Go check that podcast out. Y'all ready for the next round?
Yeah, let's do it.
Usually there's a lot of new. Hey, there's no new Dragon Ball pop.
No, there's no pop at all.
No, see? Yeah. See? Don't fall out the window.
You're right.
Yeah. So move on to round two.
Round two.
New games. Clubhouse. 51 games. 51 worldwide classics. There are literally 51. What are you doing over there? Shopping again?
No.
Well, you can't get enough of this shopping.
No.
Show what's on your screen there. What's that? Some purple shorts? What is that?
No, it's just, no, I'm not shopping.
Okay. Literally 51 games.
Yeah.
All kind of games. Classic games, checkers, chess, backgammon, card games, pool, billiards, all kind of stuff. I would buy this.
Oh, I would 100% buy this.
I would buy this. And some of the games in there actually remind me of like the stuff on the Wii Play, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I would buy this.
You put some spades on there, I'll buy it. No spades?
There might be spades. You don't know. Did they actually go over all 51 games?
I thought they did.
I don't know. I saw it like counting, but I wasn't paying attention. Well, by the time I looked up, it was like at 29. So I was like, I don't remember them naming 29 games. Like,
okay.
So
okay.
I don't know. So,
but if they have backgammon, if they have spades, you'll get it.
Oh yeah, almost deaf.
It reminded me, I said this, but it reminded me back in the day when they used to have Yahoo Games and there was like a million games to choose from. That was I used to always be on Yahoo Games. I played dominoes like all day on Yahoo Games.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, okay, trying to get a little bit.
I played. Yeah, I used to shoot pool on Yahoo Games, and so maybe we played each other and didn't even know it.
Oh, he's so sweet.
So I'm definitely in. Now, do I going to play all 51. No. But
you'll find what you want to play. And
it's probably at least 10, and I can't imagine it costs that much. I can't imagine it's a $60 game.
No.
I feel like there have been games like this they put out on like Xbox Live Arcade and all that kind of stuff, but I feel like they messed up. It was real glitchy. It was real slow loading. It kind of like put you like into a server, and it's almost like you were playing stuff remote. I don't remember. And then you had like stuff you had to download to up like DLC type stuff.
This seemed like it moved pretty fast.
Yeah, this was pretty smooth. So I'm down for this. So you saying it's a hard no?
No. If it has spades.
If it has spades.
So domino is not enough.
No,
checkers is not enough.
Checkers and the
Mahjong is not enough. Connect Four.
There are, or now if they had Uno, which I know Uno's rights are probably owned by somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
Hasbro.
Yeah. If they had, and spades is not, I would love some spades. But the Connect Four, that had me. I like that. The dominoes, that had me.
Blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
See? Seemed like it's worth the money right there.
You know what? It's a possibility.
Okay. So you already said 100%.
Oh, yeah. 100.
Okay. So y'all ready for the next game? Both of y'all on your phones. Well,
I was just looking. I just wanted to see.
I don't know what's happening there. I don't know
I was looking
on.
at the game. I was going to see if they had what games were on there. But go ahead.
All right. Next game. What? This is.
They have spades.
Hey.
I just looked at they got spades.
Clubhouse Games, 51 Worldwide Classics.
And spades is a classic.
About to get 3 buys, or at least 2.
Yeah.
3 buys. I just want to know if I'd still prefer. We didn't know if there's a hard copy or not, but if they had a hard copy, yes.
And they got battle tanks on here. You always told me you wanted to drive around in a tank. That was one of your life's goals.
Man.
It's on his bucket list.
Pro Cycling Manager 2020. I don't. So I feel like this is yet another, I don't want to say science experiment, but it's one of those situations where I believe they use this technology in this game to actually train real cyclists. So they probably packaged it in a way to make a video game out of it.
Yeah, we're going to capitalize on it.
Right. The second, I don't want to say second, maybe the third esports thing that I saw on TV was cycling. Of all things, yes. They weren't on the road, stationary bikes, but it was like a competition of who can go the furthest, fastest, time trials and all this kind of stuff. And it had
on a non-stationary bike.
It was a stationary bike.
Okay.
But a real person was on there, but it was like video games like stuff, right?
Okay.
So some of the screens I saw on here were some of the screens that I feel like I remember seeing during that esports event. So the whole live action scenes of the dudes in the car geeking out because their cyclist was taking the lead. I was just like, nah.
Well, it's like, what does that have to do with anything? They're not. Are they going to geek out if you're playing and you win?
I don't know. I think that was supposed to be you.
Yeah,
geeking out in front of your TV.
Oh,
as you manage the cyclists and put out the correct game plan for them to win the race.
I mean, I like the graphics and everything. I felt like it looked real pretty. But
not if you're not. Well, I was about to say not if you're not physically riding the bike. I mean, you're controlling the bike, but I don't know. I guess it's just like watching cycling on TV.
Oh, so you're not So you're not controlling the person.
No.
Like you're managing stuff on that screen.
Like that's why I think when they were giving you like the screen.
Yeah.
And to tell everybody.
Oh, that was weird.
Yeah.
He said no.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard no for me. I don't even like cycling like that anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I like bicycling. Like I'm on a bike, but I don't. No. And no, there's no fun to it.
I mean, you don't even have like, I mean, you got modes in like NBA 2K and stuff like that. But they had that, EA put out that general manager coaching football game or whatever it was. They don't even make that anymore. So why would they think anybody would buy this for cycling? I don't understand.
Yeah.
So what about you? You getting it?
No.
I thought you were like the big bike enthusiast.
No, but I like riding my bike.
Right.
I mean, but I can't. I'll watch like, what's it called? Tour de France, like a little bit, but I'm not really into cycling like that either.
You're right.
It's a great form of exercise though.
Live strong.
No.
No, don't live strong.
No. Well, yeah, but that's Lance Armstrong's thing.
Oh, Lance.
He was fraudulent, so
He's a fraud.
Right.
we're not supporting him.
Oh, okay. I wonder if they had that in here,
He got his 30 for 30.
you can get some blood.
I recorded it. We need to watch it.
If they've got blood transfusions in here that you can buy and try not to get caught by the feds and the doping agencies, and then juice up your person so he can win.
Then maybe you'd be interested.
And then coach him on what to say in the press conferences on how you came from nothing and how you came from 200 places back to win. Hey, now we're talking.
Yeah, but that would be one time. One time for your mind.
Now we're talking. But this, I'm good. Next game. Awesome P2. P like the vegetable or whatever it is, not P Awesome P2. So they've already made one of these. You can tell by the graphic just on the screen. It's like a black and white type game. It looks like a Game Boy game with some updated graphics. That's what I got from it, because it was it wasn't black and white, but it had that weird kind of Game Boy tint to it, that greenish color to it.
What do you call this? A scroller?
Side scroller
Platformer kind of hybrid.
The music kind of got me. I was kind of feeling the music.
Yeah.
But I don't want to play as a P.
So random. It's like,
and this is 2. So they had to have had one before this, and it must have did well enough to
make another
to 2.
Yeah.
No.
So here's my problem with this. The game is, again, I don't like platformers, so I wouldn't play it anyway. However, if you told me this was like the best platformer ever made, I'm still not playing it because it's called Awesome P2.
Right.
Like, you're alienating like so many of possible gamers who just like good games, but I'm not playing anything called Awesome. I'm a grown man.
That sounds like something for children.
Right.
Like little kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But the game itself didn't really look like anything for little kids.
No, because jumping and coordination take a lot.
Yeah.
And so a little kid is going to be like, okay.
It's too hard.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's not a kid game, but Awesome P. Like, that sounds like something for a 4-year-old.
Yeah. So so you miss me with that. You miss me with a lot of the stuff.
And I didn't like the hue. I want color. Like, I like
Black
color.
Lives Matter.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, that's gonna be a no for me.
Yes and no.
Yeah, no.
All right, let's just move on from Awesome P. Liberated.
This one actually looked good. It almost made me feel like it was comic book.
Oh, for sure. They even made it look like comic book at the end.
Yeah. And for a minute when it first started, and trailer first started, I thought, it's going to be one of those. But then it actually showed you firing a gun, kind of stuff, and people chasing you jumping over cars. Then I was like, okay.
I thought it was like very creative the way they put it together, but I didn't quite understand the story.
I mean, I got a basic concept of the story. It kind of reminds me of what's the name of that, Enemy of the State?
Oh yeah, Will Smith.
Hate Will Smith.
That's a great movie though.
But it was more about Big Brother watching, government watching you, but then it seems like you're going to maybe join this like underground organization to buck back at the system, and they're chasing you now at this point. So the shots of the gameplay look cool. I don't know how I would feel about playing that. I don't know what type of, so I don't know. I will be on the fence on this one. No, I won't. I will never play this.
I say I would. This one, I like that. I like the give it to the man.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it's probably not going to be, just based upon what we've seen, $20 or $30 game. Hopefully the 50 games, $20 or $30 game. Because right now, with all these side scrollers coming out, because it still looks like a side scroller too.
Yeah, look like side scroller.
Side scroller shouldn't cost more than $20.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I wouldn't.
So if they took the concept of the game and made like a normal $60 game out of it with maybe some 3D elements as far as the gameplay itself, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I said, the basic concept of the game, I was like, okay, I can get down with this. But then when they showed the gameplay, I was like,
It kind of made you pause.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, because it came out. It came out for Switch, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It it should be okay. And I give it to Switch. Well, regardless of anything, Switch is still moving.
Yeah, for sure.
They're still moving, and they're still putting out, even if it's just indie stuff. It's not really right now some main titles.
So I think my problem with this game is like I wouldn't mind. I guess let me put it this way: if I had my Switch out on the go, I wouldn't mind playing this as something just quick to play. But I don't use my Switch in that way. So I'm not gonna play this like on my TV in the living room. You see what I'm saying? Like if I was out,
right, it's a quick on the go, come back and yeah.
And I don't use my Switch for that. So Switch has not done enough handheld games in general, systems in general, Nintendo DS XL, Vita, now the Switch hasn't done enough yet to where it's like if I'm out, like I'm gonna play Pokemon Go.
And I took that off my phone.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pull out a Switch.
Yeah.
But I just play Pokemon Go. I got my phone anyway with me, so it's kind of like that's where I'm at. So you gonna get Liberated? You like how I did that? No.
I would need to see more. Like I said, I think the trailer is brilliantly put together. Like it's really great. But I would need to see more about how this
the actual gameplay is. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Let's see. Next game. Little Town Hero. So I got kind of excited at first. Game Freak came across my screen and I was like, Pokemon. Like I don't know if they still have anything to do with Pokemon. I have no clue. But my memories of Pokemon always started with Game Freak. So
Game Freak,
as soon as you turn on the game.
Same. It still does it now. Game Freak still comes up.
Okay. So I was like, Pokemon. And then all they kept talking about is monsters.
Well, and they said Pokemon too.
Yeah, like the maker, something creator, whatever. Unfortunately, this trailer was in Japanese, so we didn't really understand, but it had subtitles.
I like the look of the monsters. So they're not the happy Pokemon-esque monsters. They actually look like real monsters.
But the game itself looks a little friendly though.
Well,
like the characters and stuff.
It looked more challenging because of so many things that had to be done at one time, which could actually be a killer of the game, because if you're trying to play a game and you got 15 different things you got to do just to move along to the next.
Yeah.
So,
but my thing is, can you catch the monsters? Game Freak popped up. You mentioned Pokemon. All you started talking about is monsters, but you didn't really show what happens at the end of a battle. So, like, if this was a catch monsters, use them in battle, I would definitely be 100% all in. But since I
didn't get that feel.
Yeah, since I didn't really get that feel, and like I said, it's kind of cartoony. With some of the graphics, the monsters looked okay, but everything else was kind of cartoony. I was just like, nah.
But because it made me feel like if you're battling a monster, someone from the village or neighborhood will come in and help you out.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. I don't need to have to collect the monsters, as long as the battles are cool, and not just something superficial like on my cell phone. You know, you just couldn't tell because. It was in Japanese, of course, and the play style, you couldn't really tell what they were saying because it was in Japanese. So
yeah,
it looked like something I would play. I felt like, but to me, it didn't look like it was that hard. But I'm okay. I would say I'm not as familiar. Sometimes these things can trick you, but it looked like something that would be kind of easy, something I could play.
Now, I don't know if it's only for PlayStation, but it was being released for the PlayStation 4. So, time for you to go ahead and make that profile on the PlayStation.
I don't have one?
No.
Okay, just Xbox.
So, and then you can go ahead and buy Little Town Hero.
Yeah, I mean, I might.
Uh-oh.
Right, because it's on Sony, it's a deal, it's a download one.
Yeah.
So it's probably not going to cost very much.
Yeah.
Which is really right now,
I think it said $24.99. That was the Japanese release price. So...
Yeah,
might be 25.
It's not a lot of games right now costing a lot.
Do it.
We have a major big one coming up in a couple of weeks, but
do it.
I might. No, for real. On this one, I might, because I'm kind of over Animal Crossing now.
Are you?
Yeah.
What? But they might change some laws as far as police brutality. Is that good enough for you? They might change some laws.
Oh, would you stop?
We need a firm answer.
Well, I need to check some information out first.
Okay.
I need to do some research.
You sound like the government. Let's go on to the next one. Let's see what else we got. The Outer Worlds for the Switch. We kind of had this conversation last week when was it the week Terrence wasn't here? I don't remember.
Because I don't remember talking about no Outer Worlds.
No, we weren't talking about Outer Worlds, but we had basically a was that what you had a conversation about Switch putting out all these games? That was what you.
Yeah, it was for me.
Like all these games late. Like Outer Worlds been out since November.
Yeah, last year, and it was a free game to begin with. Well, Microsoft
for Xbox Pass, right? Game Pass, one of the first ones, right? And so. First off, Outer Worlds in general, just the game itself, we've already reviewed. I think this was before we were on YouTube, so that podcast is available wherever you get your favorite podcast under ANX Gamecast. So our review of the game is out. Pretty sure not much changed. I feel like the graphics they weren't bad, but they weren't great. So I feel like the Switch can handle the graphics that we saw on the Xbox. So that shouldn't be a problem there.
I remembered why I liked Outer Worlds so much. I love this trailer. It's very the style is very like an advertisement in the 50s and 60s. And I just love it. I love the way they did it.
The only problem with this is this, and this is Nintendo's like kicking a butt. It was November. And if it was free, I don't see the justification of buying it for another system. Especially when it was free to play. Now,
this will be a whole different situation. Maybe this is where the Switch is going wrong. You can put out stuff late, but what if you can find a way to bring over your save file from the Xbox? Now you can play Outer Worlds on the go.
No, that would be a little different.
Yeah,
that would be a little different. I don't think that Xbox and Nintendo have a lot of good.
But guess what? You ain't got to go through it that way. Look at Activision with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Online play, but it's all through Activision servers because you're playing off their servers anyway. So you can find a way for Outer Worlds, whatever company makes the game, where you can upload your save file to their server and then download it again on a different platform. Just saying, like that's less for the Switch. I mean, I feel like Nintendo should be pushing developers to do something like that. So it's I would get more use out of my Switch if I could do something like that.
Okay. So when you say move the save file over, you mean so it'll know exactly how much you've already played? Okay, you can just pick up where you left off.
Yeah, even if it's just an estimate, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah,
like it doesn't have to be exact, but even if it's just an estimate. Like, that's still better than nothing.
Right.
Like, I'm not starting over on this game. I'm not going to, like you said, pay money to buy this for a whole nother system and then start all the way over.
Yeah,
no, you got me messed up.
Yeah, and I was halfway through. I could not see.
No.
Yeah.
No. Even though we know they got the 12-minute speed run. So.
That'd be even worse.
Yeah. Is there more games?
I think that's it.
That's it. Y'all ready to jump into round 3?
Here we are.
Round 3.
News. My specific news. Told you that we put out NBA 2K20 podcast. That's available now. Usually after I play a game, after we review a game, I stop playing it because I got to get on to the next game, right? It'd be different if we were a big company and they sent us the game 6 months early.
Right.
That'd be totally different, but it's not, and we gotta wait till the games come out and then we review them. So I loaded it back up. And I just saw everybody with like Black Lives Matter t-shirts on and shirts and hoodies and I can't breathe and say their names. I was like, at first I was like, did they just upload that into the game? Because you can't upload stuff into the game. And then I went to the screen and it was like, oh, they're giving them out for free. So it was a win-win-win for me because 1, it was free. 2, it looked better than the clothes I had anyway. And 3, I was down with the message. So I was like, cool. So it was that along with they had a little blackout of their own. So let's talk about that blackout that I was talking about earlier. A lot of people was posting the black picture to bring awareness to what was going on, right? But it was more than that. The blackout I think was supposed to be, let's stop posting. I don't want to say nonsense, but whatever you normally post on social media, let's stop that and let's use this time to have a conversation about what's going on.
Well, and it was also like, take time from posting stuff to go do some research, go learn, go read a book, go, if you don't know what's going on, go find out what's going on kind of thing. Educate yourself.
Right. So a lot of creators, influencers on social media, they said, I'm not going to post new content for this whole week
Yeah, some people went for a whole week.
Yeah, forget the day, the whole week, and instead of wasting time looking at my posts, go educate yourself, or again, just use this time to have conversations with people.
Right.
To spread the word, or to educate people, or to educate yourself, because you might not understand what's happening or why it's happening. So anyway, it was that plus, left and right. And I think this goes more into Terrence's story per se, but left and right, we had major companies coming out supporting not just the Black Lives Matter, but, giving shout outs to George Floyd. Now, I do want to take this moment to just talk to all these people who keep trying to act like George Floyd wasn't a hero. I don't think anyone said he was a hero. So stop changing the narrative. Stop trying to change the story. No one's saying he's a hero.
Right.
This should not have happened to him. It happens to a lot of people, and it needs to stop.
Right.
Period. No, but this, but that. He wasn't a hero. What the chick say? He wasn't a good guy.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
He didn't deserve to die in the street. That's what all this is about. It needs to stop.
And what's considered a good guy?
Right. Exactly.
Yep. But again, we don't even got to get into it with him, because that's, again, taken away from the message, changing the narrative, changing the story, trying to get us off track into some kind of, debate or conversation.
Yeah.
Police brutality is wrong. Racism is wrong. There's no but to that.
Right. And that's what a lot of people are doing. Well, he didn't deserve that, but, and it's like, no, end of sentence, period. Like, we don't need to even go any further.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of the major companies did you see that were kind of like video game? You saw video game companies.
Sony had.
Yeah.
This is the week of Days of Play, and every year, right around E3 time, Sony does a week where they have like a lot of their products that are on sale. Maybe and they still had it. They didn't have a system or anything, of course, because why would you put out a different system
right before?
Yeah.
So they didn't really do that this year, but they did their games, their greatest hits and a couple other games they had. But they were like, we're not gonna release anything because we are aware. Because at the end of the day, all we do is ask you to stay woke, and understand that this is bigger than your game right now, or than your system, because you still gonna make that money. Correct. You still, when we get something, and when we get an understanding and we pull back the layers, Sony's still gonna be over here. We still gonna play your games. Xbox, you gonna still come out with your system, and we still gonna buy it. So all of those things we will still do. And
we were expecting this to be a big announcement.
Correct.
Generally speaking, they have not really put out a lot of information about the PS5 at all. Maybe some specs, some high tech specs that people don't really understand, and what the controller looks like.
Correct.
And a general release date.
But because of what's going on, they kind of were like, you know what? Everything has its, and I'm good with that, because what they're saying is everything has its place. And right now that place isn't a new system. It is a different look on systematic racism.
Right. And not only that, but Xbox of all people retweeted the tweet from the Sony PlayStation page,
which says a lot.
And I was just like, what? Because not only is it just friendly competition,
correct,
big money, big stakes, but correct, friendly competition. Generally speaking, there has been a divide with Sony and Microsoft, because people want them to work together for cross-platform play, and there's just a refusal. So the fact that, again, like you said, this is more important than our little squabbles about cross-platform play, or correct, which system is better, or what new system is coming out. Keep the message going. But what did you say about Microsoft earlier in our pre-show meeting? Because we're professional.
So Microsoft is an American company.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way this Sony should have come out before. So Microsoft, we love some of your products. Sometimes we disagree with it, but you're an American company and you're here, so you're aware of what's going on. So we would have thought that you would have put some kind of information out first, because you're an American-based company and you are here.
So do better.
Get it together.
Do better. because unfortunately we're in a situation now where we are not just calling upon, racist people to stop the rhetoric, but it's also the silent people that need to step up. And generally speaking, in that situation, Microsoft, you appeared to be silent because Sony got to it before you did.
Correct.
Which, like Terrence said, is kind of crazy because you're an American-based company. And
if in your heart or in your mission, your company mission, most of the time you say what you're going to say pretty quickly. You could have said immediately, hey, right is right and wrong is wrong. We stand with you, not behind you.
Right.
Yep. So anyway, just a lot of that stuff going on. We saw a bunch of other major companies coming out with strong statements and things of that nature. We try to keep it video game related here, but they're much, Jordan, donated $100 million. So I guess that kind of ties in because we're talking about 2K in these efforts. So it's a lot of stuff going on. So like I said, a lot of video game companies either delaying or pausing stuff.
There's a lot of people coming forward, celebrities and such, donating a lot of money towards different things.
Right.
So that's great. Because, well, I won't keep going with it, but there are a lot of issues that have not been resolved that need to be, and people are coming forward to try to help move that along.
Correct.
Yep. So, y'all got anything else on this specific topic?
Nope.
No, because I think we could probably talk for a very long time
Correct.
on this topic. So
we need to make a new podcast just for that? Okay.
Probably.
All right. What is this? Who are these people?
Okay, so this is Cate Blanchett.
Okay.
Who I love. She hasn't been in a ton of movies that I've watched, but in the movies that I have watched, she's a really good actress. So she officially joined the Borderlands movie.
Okay.
And you may not be aware that there was a Borderlands movie coming out because apparently that there's been talks about it since like 2016, or it's been in development. Mm-hmm. And there's just been one thing after another delaying it. Mm-hmm. But she did officially sign on, and I think like Lionsgate or something is officially backing it up.
Lionsgate usually does the games, the sci-fi stuff.
Well, they started off more as like they were like an independent company, and I don't want to say indie movies because that's not really, but I don't even.
But just a smaller company.
It's just a real small. I don't even say low budget, but the budgets were lower. Like Lionsgate, I was introduced to Lionsgate with the first Saw movie.
Right.
And
it was awesome.
It was a good movie, but if you go back and watch it now, it was low budget.
But I think
they only had like 4 different places where they were at, like the police station,
right,
and inside the place where he was locked up, and it was like super low budget. They probably spent most of their budget getting Danny Glover to be in the movie.
Right.
But good movie though.
So Eli Roth has signed on to be the director. Lionsgate is backing the film. But there is no known date yet as to when it will start production. And so there's really no known date as to when it'll be in theaters. So there's not a ton of information, but this is a big step, I think, especially if you get like a top actress, a very famous actress to play a part in the role. That's a pretty big deal.
So I think what's going to be hard about this is, like I said, I like Borderlands a lot, but I specifically like the characters and the banter and all that kind of good stuff. One of the reasons I didn't like 3 as much is because some of the characters changed. More specifically, Claptrap changed, and that was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
So once we get into a situation where Cate Blanchett is playing Lilith, the siren, but it won't sound like Lilith.
Right. It's going to be different.
It's going to be different. So,
I mean, and there's a big chance that if you love the characters from the game, you may not like this movie.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm. So I guess what I'm saying is it could be a situation, maybe a better situation, where if maybe what they should have done, my suggestion would have been to create new characters in Borderlands 3 and maybe have your actors play their voices.
Oh, so you kind of get used to hearing them like that.
Yeah, or you just make a movie with new characters, and Borderlands 4 has these new characters from the movie.
Yeah.
And then you have these actors come do the voices for it.
I doubt.
It may be too soon for a Borderlands movie. I guess maybe that's.
I don't. When did they give it a set a date for it?
Nothing. There's no date. Not even to start production.
Right. So by that time, I think they have a couple. I'd have to ask. I think that they have maybe one more DLC for Borderlands. I think.
Yeah, because if they're already starting on the production of Borderlands 4, the game, they don't have her credited for the voice, so they may not be going that way. But I don't know yet because I don't know how far they're even along.
But they ain't heard this podcast yet.
Yes, so once they hear this podcast, maybe they'll reach back
out.
Local?
Ain't they local?
Hey, Kate.
2K Games local, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe it's local, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're listening. They outside the door like, what? We need ideas. Okay, I got you, bro. Right. Just call me.
Here you go.
Just call me. Just email me. Like, whatever. Anyway.
Or you can come over. We can have a meeting.
Oh, yeah. Come on. We'll put you on the podcast. Terrence, move. Get up. Let the 2K
like,
executives sit there, man. So we can. Anyway, how do you feel about Borderlands movie?
No.
Well, for what reasons? Different reason than mine?
I know I don't have a problem with the voices, but I felt like the third one, and we live in it's a different time, a different change. I just felt like it was too much. They overhyped it. And
yeah, it was a disappointment to me. Like, it wasn't a bad game. I just recommended it to somebody because I guess it was on sale.
Yeah,
Borderlands 3 was on sale, so somebody texted me because they know I do this again. Just watch the podcast and you would know. But anyway, shout out. And I recommended it to somebody. Like, I would recommend 3 to people. Mm-hmm. It was just a disappointment to me. And that's how I presented it to them. I was just like, it wasn't as good as 1 and 2, but in my opinion, 1 and 2 was like 9.5s and higher.
Yeah.
So it's a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
And 3 just didn't hit the mark. So like I said, as far as a movie, like I said, I'd rather them not have known Borderlands characters. And if you did, just maybe like a cameo or something. But we'll see. We'll see it for podcast purposes, but it's not anything that I'm hyped for.
I can see that.
What about you? You gonna watch it because you got Kate in it?
I mean,
Hella.
No, I mean,
Thor.
Stop. I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling we'll probably end up watching it anyway.
Pretty much.
Because we need to review it.
Is she gonna kill her dad in this one too? Is that what happened in Thor?
Fourth wall. Spoiler alert.
There we go.
I don't know.
Isn't that what happened in Thor? Did she kill Odin?
I think so.
Yeah. Come on now.
Ella, yeah.
Come on now. This is supposed to be like a nerdy.
It's been a minute since that game.
When was the last time we watched Thor?
Man, Thor is your favorite movie.
He hated Thor.
No, I said Ant-Man.
Oh Lord.
You know what time it is?
Well, you know what that means.
Yeah.
Time to wrap up the show.
Hater.
So anyway, all I have is keep the movement going. Don't get distracted. And one last message for our purposes. All these games that we mentioned today, podcast, links are down in the description below. Real easy for you to go and click on it so you can check out all the stuff we've been talking about.
That's it for this week's update. If you enjoyed the show, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new episodes. See you next week.
Don't you be afraid.